You come into the Premier League on Thursday. It's not what you wanted, as we've discussed before. You were lined up just as lockdown was kicking in. You were ready to play Glen in Newcastle, which was going to be a cracking Northeast derby. Nonetheless, you'll just be delighted to play Darrell and get going again.
I'm looking forward, obviously, to get back into it. We've been off for a while now, and it seems like forever for myself. So it's I'm just looking forward to getting back up there on the stage.
Unfortunately, you're plunged straight into the relegation battle, because although that's not you yourself, Darrell really needs a result to get himself. He's not got a lot of time he's not got a lot of time to get himself out of the relegation zone. So it's going to be, unwittingly, you were in a very important match right from the off.
Darrell's a great player, and obviously I think he just had a little bit of unfortunate unluck, no luck whatsoever. He was playing well, he wasn't getting the results when he needed them, and obviously I was due to play him a while back now, and I think he was on a bit of a downer, and I was ready for that match, and obviously it got postponed, so he's had a lot of time to prepare himself and try and get himself back in the mix and to save his relegation.
I think the last time we did an interview, Glenn replied with some snoring emojis, having heard you. So I don't know if that was aimed at you or me, to be fair, but I'll take it was you. But it's good fun. But Glenn did promise he was going to slow down on the social media after the match play, but he doesn't seem to have stopped him being cheeky.
No, that's it. Obviously, I think he came off Facebook, but he's still we still got a group chat together on the Messenger side, so we'll give him a bit of stick there and again, But no, if that's what he feels he needs to do, then so be it. He's got a lot of concentrate. I think it's 12 nights now in a row, with a couple of days off for the Premier League. So, and he's sitting at the top, so he's got that to think about, and social media can wait until that's done. So fair play to him.
To be fair with Glenn, he has got the bragging rights over the moment, because he did knock you out of the World Championship, which probably feels quite sore to you still, because you were playing so well during that tournament as well. So I think you owe him one at some stage or other, don't you?
You had to beat him on the PDC. We had just a little knockout on online competitions, and I beat him in that, but it's still nothing compared to the PDC. So as long as I can get him in one of the later rounds and hopefully get the job done on him, I'm sick of getting beat up from now.
You've also had a longer layoff than most of the top bracket players, because you weren't at the match play. Is it hard for you to watch? I mean, you must have all this. It's like locking up a 6-year-old kid in the summer holidays when the sun's out. So you must have all this bounding energy ready to go.
It is hard, obviously, watching when you're normally in these kind of competitions, So obviously the summer series, I played some great stuff, To be honest, I lost on each day and I played well, so I had nothing to grumble, It was just good not qualifying for the match play, but it is definitely hard watching it on TV when you should be in the competition. But like I said, I'm going to have a solid week, prepare myself right for Milton Keynes in the Premier League, and hopefully I can get a job done.
...2020 sort of been just ripped off the calendar completely, and you were gaining that awful word momentum. You'd had a really cracking 2019 towards the end. You sort of would have wanted to bounce into this year and build on that. How worried are you or conscious are you of making sure that doesn't affect you, that you can still hit the ground running when we do get back to some sort of normality?
Going off the bat of last year, I played well as always, you know, I always tend to have a decent end of the year. You know, it's I just need that full solid year round, and then just to get myself up in the rankings. But no, I felt at the start of this year I was playing some decent stuff. I played well in the UK Open. I lost out to Johnny Clayton, who hit the 9-darter against us, you know. So I was very, very happy with my game, and then I just went through a little bit of dip in form, you know, as everybody does now and again. And obviously, the circumstances come around where the COVID-19, we didn't have any competitions for so long, and then I went straight back into the summer series, and obviously I wasn't seeded, you know, so it was a hard one to take. I think that hit us pretty hard. I had Luke Humphries first round one day. I lost first round to Simon Whitlock. I beat Jose de Souza first round one the next day, and I think Jeff Smith was another first round. So you're looking at them and you're thinking, wow, I could play anybody on the tour, and I'm playing these guys first game, you know. So I had to get my head down straight away and obviously perform as I normally do. And like I said, I played some great stuff in the summer series, and it just wasn't to be. So I'm just looking forward to getting back in the mix after a long while out.
You're a really genuinely nice guy, and you're sort of always very amenable when you're around you, approachable with everyone. Do you feel like you're too nice? Do you feel like you need to sort of have a sort of nasty side to you to sort of make that next level?
There's a few people said exactly the same thing. Obviously, I would say I'm a nice guy all around. Obviously, I get on with absolutely everybody, you know. But if there was someone to say a bad thing, you know, then I wouldn't be scared to tell them. But on the stage, I'll only give it when I need to, when I feel like I need to. As if, obviously, I played Ron in the World Championships. I was pretty much in control all game. I was 2-0 up. He came back, and then everybody was thinking I was down and out, and then I give it to get myself up for it, you know, when I needed to, and I knew I needed to give it then. So I still don't think I'm too nice, but that's quite a lot of people said that. So I might have to change the way I go, but I think it's kind of works for me on stage. So hopefully I don't need to change too much.
Even though you're still relatively young, and you've still got a lot of time ahead of you, you've still sort of been on the fringe. That you just saw that one step away from being in the big time, as it were. And you again last year, the 2 semi-finals towards the end of the year have sort of proved that again. But are you ready for that next step? Do you feel like Chris Dobey's ready to make that big? Because all the time when you come to the big tournaments, and certainly the Worlds, you seem to end up in the media circus. We're speaking to you for different reasons, mainly because of your opponents. And that's not, I'm not being derogatory, but you've played Phil in his last Worlds. You obviously had Fallon. You had Gary, your stablemate, the year before. You've had these big epics, so you're ready for it. You've had the big matches. Are you ready now to win them and be the star?
I felt as if, obviously, I was ready since the game against Gary, you know, in the World Championships. I was still gutted about losing that game. I felt that I had done everything. Obviously, I missed that big number at the end to give myself a shot at the double to win the match, or to get level and go to the decider. So I felt as if I was ready for that next step then. So now I've proved that I can to get into major semi-finals. Obviously, the results didn't go my way, but I felt I had the chances, and I just missed certain shots at the wrong time, you know, and obviously it cost us the game. So I feel it's not far away, and obviously, like I said, I'm going to put a lot of work in the next few weeks or so to prepare myself right for the back end of the year, because obviously it's been hard, money dropping off my rankings, obviously, and we're not getting to defend it. So that's the hard point. And like I say, I'm going to be ready. That's for sure. And hopefully I can get that first title.
haven't asked you this for a while about your nickname and how you came about it. I have a sneaky feeling it was about your clothing attire and or the stuff you were wearing. Hollywood came about. Obviously, today you've turned up for this interview with a rather gaudy, Larry-looking Newcastle strip, which is, I don't see much black and white in the Newcastle strip these days. I don't know what's happened there. Is that the new Sports Direct kit? Is it the new cheap one?
No, I think this was last season or the away kit. But I like all the shirts. I tend to like do my bit, you know, and get the shirts. I have done for years now, and obviously it's nice to support your local team. You know, I'm not one of these like Glenn Durant who's a Man United fan, but you know he likes to be Middlesbrough now. He's got the world titles. but nah,
I'm sure Glenn would say that it was that shirt made in Saudi Arabia or something. Maybe it was one of their offshoots. But no, Hollywood came about from being the way you looked, was it not? Was that not your mates taking the mickey out of you for what you were wearing?
Yeah, obviously. That was one time. The lad at the local club, he said, do you think you're some kind of Hollywood superstar, coming doing what you want, wearing what you want and stuff? And I just didn't think anything of it, you know. And all of a sudden, it's just stuck. Everybody's thinking, "Oh, Hollywood, you know." And you just couldn't get away. I used to go to the Dart weekend in Berwick Holiday Park. It was the best of three all the way through. You got some great players. And obviously, there was people I never even knew. They were like shouting Hollywood, and I'm thinking, how do these even know? I don't even think I was on the PDC tour back then as well. So it's just ever stuck since then, and I just couldn't get away from it. But it is different to quite a few others. So I just decided to stick with it, and obviously it's suited us now.
The one thing that has disappointed me about you is the fact that your celebrations have been very dull. We're expecting the Alan Shearer one hand in the air celebrations on the pitch. Always just you just point at people clearly according to the picture on the wall there behind you. So, are you going to change to a Shearer celebration at some stage?
If I win a big title and there's plenty of space on stage, I don't see why I wouldn't. But obviously, I like to keep it to a minimum at the minute and just plod along.